All right, let's get cooking. Welcome to the latest edition of Chin Check Sports Radio. I'm your host, JD. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us. And as always, we welcome any suggestions, feedback, comments, and criticisms, which improves the quality of our program, which also improves your listening experience. Before we get started, I want to tell all of you, thank you for your tremendous support. People are slowly but surely finding out about who we are and what we do. They enjoy and respect the passion with which we speak. But as you always say here at Chin Check Sports Radio, we do this because we love it, as I simply sharing our passion with you all as you continue to build our listening army to take over the world. Before we begin our review of the Dallas Cowboys game, at Chin Check Sports Radio, definitely wanted to send our deepest condolences and sympathies to a very close friend of mine. We're going back 20 years of a friendship, definitely like a little brother to me. Wes, sorry for the tragic loss of your mom. Definitely it's heartbreaking to hear the news. Definitely remembering her from high school. Definitely a pleasant woman. Always was a pleasant woman. Always had that big old laugh and big smile on the face. Always very energetic. So it's heartbreaking to hear the news from you. And you know we're here for you. Definitely I'm here for you. I love you to life. And again, brother, you have my deepest condolences on the loss of your mom. And definitely may she rest in power. Our Week 7 review of the 2025 Dallas Cowboys. A 44-22 victory against the NFC East rival, the Washington Commanders. Let's jump right into our numbers here. Quarterback Dak Prescott, 21 of 30 attempts, 264 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Javonte Williams, 19 carries, 116 yards. CeeDee Lamb, welcome back. 5 catches, 110 yards, and 1 touchdown. George Pickens, 4 catches for 82 yards. Jake Ferguson, 7 catches for 22 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the defensive side, Kenneth Murray Jr., 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss. Shamar James, 9 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Deron Bland, 7 total tackles, 5 solo, 1 interception, return for a touchdown. Marquise Bell, 6 total tackles, 4 solo. Jadeveon Clowney, 5 total tackles, 1 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 fumble recovery. Tre'Quezie Bridges, 4 total tackles, 4 solo. Donovan Eziraku, 4 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss. Kyer Elam, 4 total tackles, 2 solo. Malik Davis, 3 total tackles, 2 solo. Elijah Clark, 2 total tackles, 2 solo. James Houston, 2 total tackles, 1 solo. Dante Fowler Jr., 1 total tackle, 1 solo, 1 tackle for a loss. Solomon Thomas, 1 total tackle, 1 solo. Donovan Wilson, 1 total tackle, 1 solo. And Maris Leofau, 1 total tackle, 1 solo. The Cowboys began the week with rather sad news of the weird variety. Cornerback Trevon Diggs suffered a home accident that resulted in him being in concussion protocol. So, of course, it's one of them stories that you could make it up. But at the end of the day, it's really only sports. It's only professional football. And we do care about the man's well-being if he did, in fact, suffer a concussion. Remember, things can happen at the house. So we're not trying to say that nothing didn't happen. So definitely Trevon Diggs, definitely get better, sir. Well, you do know that when we review our Dallas Cowboys coverage, we don't gloss over wins, nor do we overreact to losses. And as for the Cowboys, nothing too much to say. However, we are not going to say that the Cowboys on this win is ready for the Super Bowl, because the Washington Commanders were without their top 3 receivers, McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, and someone else. I believe Noah Brown, who was a former Cowboy. So the Cowboys did what they had to do. Definitely put the clamps on Jaden Daniels to start the game, who ended up leaving the game with an apparent hamstring injury. So the Cowboys did definitely what they wanted to do. That's how you beat a team who is clearly missing personnel. And again, while we're not going to gloat on that, however, if it was the Cowboys missing that kind of offensive talent and the Cowboys got blown out, people would be ready to rub their face in the dirt. But that's not what we do here. We definitely are going to be fair. We're going to be practical. We're going to be as objective as we can be in critiquing the Dallas Cowboys. So definitely a great Cowboys win. Again, rack up wins against your division opponent. And the Cowboys right now are 2-1. against the NFC East, with the one loss being the season opener at Philadelphia. So the Cowboys have wins at home against the Commanders as well as the Giants. So Cowboys, again, are 3-3 and run. They're right at that 500 mark. And, again, CeeDee Lamb coming back after missing a couple games. Definitely picked up right where he left off. George Pickens. Folks, let me say this about George Pickens. Jerry Jones, can we sign this man now? Let's go ahead and lock him in now while the rates is low. You know, if he keeps on playing like the way he's playing, the price tag is only going to go up. But, hey, this is Jerry Jones. Likes to negotiate every damn thing at the last minute. If you're asking us, should we keep George Pickens, you bet your bottom dollar. A deal need to get struck now for George Pickens. Let's sign him now, get him for another 2 to 3 years. With the 2 top draft picks, the Cowboys should be drafting on defense. Now, once again, even though we laid out all these guys having sacks, a lot of them really towards the end of the game, as Commanders was pretty much forced to pass the ball with Daniels and Mariota. But the pass rush clearly is not there. They just don't have the explosiveness. Again, that's something that was bound to happen with them trading Micah Parsons. Don't want to beat a dead horse. But a lot of players convinced themselves they were just as good as Micah, or the fact that Micah was getting those double teams, which opened up guys to win their one-on-one battles. And a lot of guys like Sam Williams and Dante Fowler, who were second or third teamers, was basically eating off of that plate. But now that they're in the spotlight, they're pretty much not getting anything. And did we even call Sam Williams' name out in terms of numbers? No. So, did we even call Marshawn Nealon? No. So the Cowboys clearly have a deficit in terms of the pass rush. I mean, now it was funny, the run defense we thought played a lot better today. But again, who were they really going up against? And really, when Jaden Daniels and Marcus Mariota are the top 2 rushers, that's not indicative of a great rushing team. So the Cowboys still need to shore up the defense. We did like some of the adjustments that they made with them playing more man-to-man coverage, because you have the personnel who was built to play man coverage, not zone coverage. And clearly the Cowboys, they look better in playing man coverage, so hopefully that can be something going forward. So other than that, the Cowboys did what they were supposed to do, got back in the winning column after a bad loss against the Carolina Panthers. This is the nature of the NFL. It's a week-to-week basis. And next up for the Dallas Cowboys at the Denver Broncos, who had a miraculous come-from-behind victory against the aforementioned New York Giants. Probably the game of the day, actually. Definitely a great game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not aware, fellow Cowboys fans and Chin Check Sports Radio fans in general, the Dallas Cowboys have not beaten the Denver Broncos in 30 years. That is not an exaggeration, ladies and gentlemen. The last time the Dallas Cowboys have beaten the Denver Broncos, back in 1995. That was the year the Dallas Cowboys won the last Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, go look up what we are telling you. The Dallas Cowboys have not beaten the Denver Broncos football team in 30 years. The last time they have beaten the Broncos was in 1995. The last year they won their last Super Bowl. Let that sink in. And say what you want, we thought the Broncos got exposed a little bit, were beaten up by the New York Giants, but still they did what they had to do. A young quarterback in Bo Nix, who that kind of game can only make him grow in confidence. We know that the type of running game that they have, they're going to want to run football. They definitely have a solid defense in Patrick Surtain Jr., which should be a matchup to see, whether it's Surtain lining up against George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. So that'll be a sight to see in that game, plus that Denver's defense against the Cowboys O-line. Didn't like how the backup guard got beat on a couple plays. Didn't like how you have a tight end blocking a DeRon Bland that causes safety, that got the Commanders in the scoring column, rather. But again, the Cowboys did what they had to do. So definitely a game that they won, a game that, quite frankly, they were supposed to win. Be humble about it, stay focused, because they have to go and play at Mile High. Again, with the high altitude. And watching that Giants game, there were Giants players that were using oxygen masks to try to get some air inside their body. So definitely not going to be an easy game for the Cowboys. Again, have not beaten the Broncos in 30 years. And if memory serves me correctly, the last time they played the Broncos was at home in 2021, and they got their doors blown off. So definitely Cowboys have a big game next week. Definitely want to get over that 500 mode. So until the next time, Chin Check Sports Radio, signing out.